What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and in this video we're going to cover the newest set, that is the Spec Op 32 Contamination Set. Although it's pretty close to the end of Spec Op, which honestly came really fast in my opinion. It feels like there should be a week or so left, and we only have days. Still, I believe many of you know I worked on this video last week, and I told you my honest opinion about it, which is not very good. So I posted that on Facebook where I hope most of you saw, but for everyone, we're gonna see what I like, which isn't much, and what I really dislike about this set. So on the screen at the beginning of this video, I'm showing each piece of the set and you can see exactly what they do, and we'll begin talking about the problems with the set. First of all, we could blame the team I tried a bit, so maybe Iron Patriot and Rocket just weren't the best choices. We were trying out some of the other energy or radiation ISO from the Spec Op, so I figured let's go radiation heavy. Well, to go along with this set itself, radiation exposure isn't the greatest in the current meta. This has been the case for quite some time because certain characters are immune to it, and at the top of the list is of course Kurth. Well, that's an obvious issue, it's not even the problem we're going to be focusing on in this video, so that's probably saying a lot in itself. This set, in my opinion, has much worse problems, which is going to make it, well, not even worth trying. I apologize to anyone else who, like me, wasted your time and effort in trying to make it. Maybe someday it'll be decent, that's really all the comfort I can give about it, even to myself. For now, well, just watch. The very first match I ever tried it was against Rocket and Spider-Man Noir. And we actually get our first turn with our agent. So what we're going to do is start by using the Big Brother. One of our main goals in using and showing this set was to get that nuclear launch to go. Nuclear launch detected and nuclear launch imminent. It reminds us of StarCraft and that devastating attack. So surely this should be a team killing hit. That is, once it goes off. But you're going to have to wait a few rounds for that to happen. Even with the full set. This doesn't exactly kill it, but it does increase that suspense and expectation even more. When this thing does go off, it better be knocking out the enemy team. So we use that and the Premonition Actuator, which is supposed to give us mirror images, but good luck avoiding anything. In fact, the first hit from the enemy agent with that Relentless Rapier is going to easily land. Oh, and by the way, since we have this full set, we pretty much have no protection from the enemy team. Now that could be said of many sets, and certainly you could try to find the pieces that you like from it. But what I'm going to illustrate is, there's really nothing to like. The only good thing I can say about the set is the radiation injector can do nice damage. And we will actually see that later in this match. At this point in the game though, I'm really not impressed by a single target, high damage weapon. We have plenty of options for that. And for myself personally, I'd rather have my agent as a support character, one that dots debuffs and protects my team. If I do put a weapon like that on him, it's going to be one that counters or follows up something like the Relentless Rapier, not the radiation injector. So now that I got that one good thing to say out of the way, let's continue with the match, which actually is going to be a winner. Our first match will go quite well, but obviously I didn't want to just try the set out against this type of team, and just accept it and say, hey, it's great, here's one match. Especially since in this one, it really didn't do that much, it was mainly Rocket and Iron Patriot. Plus, we had to get that nuclear launch off, right? So after Rocket's turn, you'll see the radiation injector get its shot, then the enemy team's pretty much gone, and we'll move on to a much better test. It's going to be a Colossus and Kurth team, so I'll just tell you that right now. By the way, the Photon Ray actually exploits radiation and has overexposure as well. So I guess maybe you could say the same thing you could about the radiation injector, except for some reason, at least in the tooltip, the damage is locked. I like the overexposure part, and maybe it's the big damage dealer, not even the injector. I'm sure some of you are going to say you saw big hits from it. I used it once or twice, and it wasn't that great. I still have the same thoughts as I did about the first weapon, so my opinion's not really going to be swayed, especially not when you see our next two matches. Now for this second match, we're going to cut parts of it, and that's because it's about 10 minutes long, but we'll show all the relevant parts. And by the way, going in I was pretty confident they only had 16k HP. So yeah, it was Colossus and Kurth, but I thought certainly they should be manageable. It's not like they have 30k. I actually hope that we got this team because I figured we'd definitely see a big brother, and that's the very first thing we try. So this is it. It should be going off in this match. Nuclear launch imminent. Then we try the Premonition Actuator. It basically doesn't do much. It should be a free action, but it shares the same quick action spot as the big brother. Yet another not so bright point. Then unfortunately the enemy agent right away shows us he has the Dark Energy Blade. And that thing is absolutely insane. We all know this season it's gone overboard. We knew it was going to be good. I said it was going to be good when we first saw it as a preview. But the proc rate is over the top. I have to be honest. Anyways, that could be a problem, but we soldier on. We of course couldn't include that and the synthetic cube with the full set. But it is what it is, so on to Rocket's turn. We use Primed and Ready first. Then we have the Calamitous AISO on his level 6. But the enemy agent gets a Reflect, and it's completely interrupted. So that's it, it doesn't even matter that he still has ammo, his turn's over. Then on our agent's turn, we're going to go ahead and use the Light Fantastic. Not a great turn, not a lot happened because both their quick actions are on cooldown. Not that they would help anyways. But moving on to the enemy agent's turn, he's going to use Hailstorm, which definitely hurts us. So yeah, you could say they had the right answers at the right time. But hey, we still are doing alright. The agent's almost knocked out. We have a big brother coming. And it actually looks like we're going to win this. Cower stops Iron Patriot's turn though. And so both Pepsi Can and Rocket didn't get a chance to attack. Still, we're looking good. The agent and Colossus are close to death. And we're actually going to go with the Kerplowy. This could be a devastating attack. But he's also affected by Cower. Okay, so a couple turns in a row stopped. 2 by Cower, 1 by an interrupt. The agent, however, says nuclear launch detected next round. So let's just go ahead and use Improbability Field for now. And set up some more debuffs. Well, he's also hit by Cower. So yeah, I guess this could be more than a commentary on the terrible Contamination Set, but it also speaks volumes about Cower, and to a lesser extent, at least in this fight, the Dark Energy Blade. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get an attack off, so we'll use a 21 gun salute, and the enemy agent's going to dodge every hit of it. Then the next attack, Kurth dodges, and we do very little damage. So we'll try this again. A full overcharge will give us 3 shots in a row. And all 3 are stopped by Cower. We were pretty frustrated at this point, but still no worries. Colossus is below 500 HP, and the enemy agent has 1500, so we can't possibly lose. But hey, Rocket's gonna get reflected, so no attack from him, no more ammo, and he can't even reload. A serious theme for this fight. Plus the agent gets an extra turn, and with that, there goes all his debuffs. So yeah, the headline for this one could be the Contamination Set is terrible, and the state of PvP is even worse. But hey, the nuclear launch is supposed to go off. It says it's imminent. It's going to happen after the next action. So I didn't know what we were supposed to do. I didn't know what triggered it. As far as I knew, you didn't have to click it again. So we'll just use a quick action. The Premonition Actuator. Nothing happens. Alright, well, I could have used the Atom Smasher. It actually would have killed the agent and Colossus. But then the big brother wouldn't get to kill them. It's gotta be huge damage, right? So I tried anything else to trigger the attack. I got interrupted by mind control, and the nuclear launch never happened. That's right, we waited for 3 rounds, and it just didn't happen. We were interrupted on our Blackest Void, but we already did an action, and either way, the launch should have came out. Nothing. Now I can tell you I launched it in PvE, it just happens. When it says use an action, I attacked with something like the Dark Energy Blade, and then it fired, and it was not impressive. So even if it does fire, I'm hearing from everyone and seeing from PvE, it actually doesn't do that great of damage. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the rest of the match because it's pretty infuriating. We get stopped on a bunch more attacks like we didn't get cheated enough, and they go up to full health, which is really depressing. Well, I'm not showing the rest because it's infuriating, but just because you may want to see it. And then after that, even though this should have been the last straw, I'll show you the exact last straw when it comes to the Contamination Set. It's kind of going to come full circle, almost. You'll see what I mean. We almost couldn't even attack this team, with all the coward procs and everything else. But we still get somewhat close, which is kind of crazy. I mean, the agent almost was knocked out, Colossus is pretty much worthless, so it's not like he was going to do anything. So if the agent and Kurth would have went down, we would have still won. Besides Kurth, with the right setup, these teams don't put up any fight at all. Only Kurth can even knock you out. It just usually takes patience, and not trying to use the big brother. Now for the last fight, see, they do have Rocket, but they're using Spitfire, so it almost is like the first team we faced. But Spitfire is a little bit more ridiculous, at least beginning of the game. It's a team that I've used, and you can also use people besides Rocket, basically someone with that level 15 Spitfire, because you know she's going to trigger other attacks. The problem with using Spitfire on defense though is the Bruiser Elite Safeguard Agent. The AI won't avoid him. He's going to get 10 stacks of escutcheon right away. Or at the very least, after she may take down someone, but then she's going to enrage him and put those 10 stacks. And then he'll usually make her team pay. So normally I wouldn't even worry about this team. If they killed Rocket, so be it. But you're going to see the last straw right now. We get hit by Rocket. He's going to do some extra attacks. They must have the hair trigger E-ISO. Then he's finally going to reload. And what do we have here? Well, they had downgrade on their attack. This means we only can use one item. So if you do have the cube, which most people will, you get to use one single thing, the photon ray. And even that was interrupted, so at this point I was absolutely furious. And I made a not so kind Facebook post about this set. Also, because of that, well, because of a lot of things, our team's going to get absolutely wiped out. And it won't take too much longer. So there you have it, the worst set I can even think of. Can't remember any other set being this bad. And also you got to see me lose a few times, which I do get requests for. So there you have it. I couldn't even salvage anything with this set, outside of that first match. And I will never equip it again, unless there's some serious changes to it, and or the entire PvP system. I don't think that would even fix it though, it's just bad. It's unusable and I may just socket it, which I never do. But that's it, I'm going to let you know if a team or a set just doesn't work. And when it's this bad, I'm going to show it. So I hope you learned something, or maybe with this video you'll know you should just socket it. Either way, I'm sorry it's bad, I want items to be good, I really do. So I'm disappointed as well. But still, thank you all for watching, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.